Hello everyone. So in last class I was discussing on the inventory control and management. So I have discussed you till how what is EOQ, and also I have shown a graph how or what is the relation between cost and unit. If unit will increase, then what will the cost, and what will be the, if we increase the order, then how there will be change in cost. So in last class there was many problem regarding that. Rohan was asking that how, if we increase the number of number of order, then how the cost decreases. Here we see that number of order increases, now how the cost decreases. Okay, it's a good point. Now thing is that you may be getting confused with the number of quantity, right? So what is the number of order? Suppose what I have said in last class, I have said you that if you need 1000 kg per year of rice, okay, 1000 kg of rice per year, fine. Now what is the number of order? Suppose this 1000 kg, how you are bringing it? For example, you are bringing it in the in amount of 200 kg, suppose 200 kg, 200 kg, 200 kg. So what if you bring the 200 kg of rice after every interval, then what will be the number of order? That means 1000 divided by 200, isn't it? That is 5. So this is the number of order, 5 orders. Now you may have some questions that how, if the number of order increase, then how the cost will decrease? Yes, obviously, when you will have a deal with the wholesaler or any company or any production industry, whenever the lot of or whenever you are bringing lot of uh, any product, if the amount of product increases, obviously they will decrease the amount of uh, okay. So whenever you will deal with any industry or any wholesaler, so if you are buying a lot of amount of product or lots of your unit is too much, then obviously there will be certain discount, because whenever the amount of product will increase, then obviously the making cost will decrease. For example, I can give a very small example. For example, that you want to buy t-shirts, okay. Already last year for the college fest, you have come to know that if the number of t-shirt increases, then your cost will decrease, because if you will if you will produce a one t-shirt, it will cost around 300 to 400, okay. If you want to produce 500 t-shirts, then it will come to around 150, because the initial cost will be same. If you will produce 500, then also initial cost will be same, and if you produce one t-shirt, then also initial cost. So certain cost and criteria are there. That's why whenever you increase the order, always, I think you are experienced enough, you will know that always the cost decreases, okay. I hope it is clear. So now I will go to the another topic, not another topic. Based on this, I will explain how to find the EOQ, okay. Before EOQ, already I think you have understood this. What is the relation between cost and quantity, right? And what will be the total cost, and what is EOQ? So at EOQ, you will have the minimum inventory cost, isn't it? So now let us see how a graph between quantity and time, okay. suppose it is O, E and it is A. Okay, suppose a regular interval is D. I'm going to explain you what exactly it is. First you simply see okay. Now you just see the graph. Here OA, on this side we are having the quantity, and the right side we are having time. Okay. Now what you will understand from here, that at what time you will need to order. Okay, at what time you will need to order, so that your order comes to the production line on time. Have you understood? So it says that this is a quantity. As the time increases, your quantity decreases. Okay, initially you have bought OA amount of quantity. For suppose you are having any industry, so you have bought any OA amount of quantity for an industry, and then gradually when you will start production, according with the time, your what stock will come to decrease, or we can say these are the inventories, right? This is a stock or inventory. So when production line, when you will start the production, then gradually your inventory will decrease, and again at certain point you have to refill it. So here we see the quantity has decreased or the quantity has finished. Now you may ask why I have drawn this line only till here, or ED. So why I could have drawn from here to here, and here why I have not started the refilling from here, you may ask. So this is another question. Okay, again I am saying you, initially what we do, we have ordered OA amount of quantity, and as production starts, your OA amount of quantity or inventory will start decreasing in this way. Fine. And from D again we start refilling. Suppose A dash, again suppose B dash, this is B dash, again from A, again will start decreasing, again we have refill. So with certain period or with certain interval we have to refill our inventories, so that our production line or other our production doesn't hamper without any delay. Okay, now you see here OA, you can see, you may ask that why I have not drawn this, it has not been completed yet, we are still having OA amount of inventories here. Yes, we are having OA amount of inventories here, but these are only reserve stock. We say it reserve stock, we do not use it, but on time if required we have to use it. Every time we have to keep certain amount of reserve stock OE, so that for any delay, you do not know, suppose during the refilling what happened, suppose you have brought you've ordered in on time, but while coming, suppose your due to certain natural calamities, or your truck has been damaged on road or anything else, or due to strike, so due to all such type of thing, your or the inventories could not reach on time. That's why we have to keep some reserve stock. Okay, it will be always our reserve stock. This is our average working inventory. Okay, so I hope you have understood. We have bought OE amount of, from next time we will not order OE amount, only OA we will order only when we'll start. But for every next time, OE will be always be there. We have to order EA, amount of quantity. For here, DA dash, again for here, etc., etc., etc. So OE will be always in reserve. So we need not order each and every time. We will order this only when we'll start the new project. Then only we will buy the total OA amount of inventories or OA amount of quantities. Now, this is very simple. Now, one more thing we have to take care, that when in professionally, how we do order. Suppose yesterday I have given you the example that हम लोग को घर में 1000 kg चाहिए per year, or for a month I need a 50 kg of rice. It is very simple. We'll go there, we'll buy it, and we'll get it. Isn't it? It's very simple. We can give cash, or if the shopkeeper is very well known to me, I will get it some credit, isn't it? But professionally, for huge amount of quantity, it takes time. We have some system. First we have to give the work order. Suppose मेरे को I want any for my project I want any sort of machines or any sort of inventory. So for that I need permission from my dean or from my authority of university. After he will give the permission, I will go for the tender. Then after tender, any 3 quotation will come. Then that quotation I will from that quotation, the minimum one, I will give the work order. Again I have to send a work order to the vendor. Again that vendor will give me invoice, and again that invoice I have to pay it, and then so obviously officially it takes certain amount of time. So we have to see how much amount of time it takes. For example, suppose it takes sorry, I have done some wrong. This will be not B. This will be B. It will be L. Sorry. Okay. This is not. This will be B dash. Okay. So B dash is called reorder point. Okay. Let it be B. This I have taken as B dash. So B will be reorder point, which will take L time to reach D. That means if we will order at point B, then only our the inventory will come on time, that is on D, because after D we have to refill it anyway and we have to start production. If it do not come at D, then we will use our reserve stock. Okay, so B is the point, reorder point, certain official formalities. As I have said you, we need quotations. Then what is the minimum quotation? We'll give the work order. Then after work order, the vendor will get, again the vendor will send us the invoice. That means total amount of money we have to pay. Then from our side we have to pay. Again after that they will send the things or goods whatever we have ordered. So it takes amount of time. So we have to find it out what is the amount of time. Okay, so after finding it out, when we will be sure that we know that it takes this much amount of time, based on that we will order the goods before, so that it reaches on time without delaying the product. Okay, so here you've come to know this is the average working inventory. Okay, sorry, now this will not be the average working will be somewhere here. Okay. So B is reorder point. I will give you this diagram, don't worry, just you understand how the quantity and time relates. Okay, you will find also in books also you will find another point like C. Okay, B to C, what I have said is the procedure, the work order, then purchase order, then quotations, then invoice after payment. So C is the point where the official work, we say this as we often say it R, and this is P. So this much time, R amount of time is required to order, place the order, and P amount of time is the time after ordering it takes the whole inventory to reach on the place. Okay, so RP in this way.